Have you ever wondered how sexuality evolves as we age? What if I told you that maintaining a healthy sexual life after 70 can impact more than just physical pleasure? It can be a vital tool for emotional well-being and even help fight loneliness. In this video, we dive deep into the surprising truths about masturbation in old age, its effects on emotional health, and the hidden challenges it might bring. If you're curious about how a man over 70 can balance solo pleasure with maintaining meaningful relationships, or you're concerned about the potential risks of daily habits, this video will offer insights you won't want to miss. Stick around until the end to learn how to enjoy a rich, varied sexual life that goes beyond just physical gratification and strengthens emotional connections, whether you're single or in a relationship. You'll also discover ways to preserve both your sexual and mental health as you age. The key lies in balance, and we'll show you how. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. As we move through the different stages of life, sexuality doesn't merely fade away or lose its significance. It evolves, deepens, and offers us new ways to understand ourselves and our relationships. For many men, even in their 70s and beyond, sexuality remains a vital part of their identity, something that brings both joy and a sense of connection to life. Masturbation, often viewed as a youthful or single-person activity, is just as natural and important in old age. In fact, for many elderly men, masturbation transcends mere physical pleasure. It becomes a way to stay in tune with their bodies, cope with the challenges of aging, and keep their sexual energy alive, even when facing life's inevitable physical and emotional changes. For some men, the act of self-pleasure serves as a powerful tool for managing loneliness, a loneliness that can feel especially profound as friends pass away, children move on, and the world seems to grow quieter around them. It can also help alleviate stress, acting as a form of release when other outlets may no longer feel as accessible. Whether they are grappling with the loss of a spouse, the frustrations of retirement, or the gradual decline of their physical abilities, masturbation provides a private space to confront and momentarily escape the pressures and emotional turmoil of aging. It can be a comforting reminder that, despite the changes in their bodies, their sexuality, an intrinsic part of their humanity, endures. Yet, when masturbation becomes a daily ritual, particularly in advanced age, it's worth considering its broader implications. What began as a means of reconnecting with one's body can sometimes morph into something more complex, raising important questions about its effect on both physical health and psychological well-being. Could this habit be a mask for deeper emotional needs that are left unspoken and unmet? Could it be a substitute for human connection, or perhaps a way to sidestep the emotional vulnerability that true intimacy requires? For men in their 70s and beyond, the act of masturbation is often tied to more than just physical satisfaction. It can be a psychological lifeline. Around this age, men often face a series of profound losses. The structure of daily work life is gone, replaced by the uncertainty of retirement. Physical abilities they once took for granted, strength, stamina, agility, begin to wane. Many are also confronted with the hardtake of widowhood, a loss that leaves an emotional void difficult to fill. In this context, masturbation can become an emotional refuge, a way to exert control over at least one area of life when so much else feels out of their grasp. It offers a moment of escape, a private realm where they can momentarily set aside the fear, sadness, and frustration that so often accompany aging. According to the American Psychological Association, maintaining an active sexual life in older age is associated with a lower risk of depression and anxiety. Sexuality, in all its forms, can be a powerful source of self-care, a way to release pent-up emotions, find comfort, and feel alive. This is especially important for men in their later years, as it helps them stay connected to the life force within them, reminding them that they are still vibrant and still capable of experiencing pleasure and joy. It can help stave off the emotional numbness that sometimes accompanies the later stages of life. However, when masturbation becomes a daily practice, it may point to something more concerning beneath the surface. The habit can start to serve as a distraction, pulling men away from other important areas of their lives, areas that may require more attention and emotional effort. If masturbation becomes the primary or only means of emotional release, it may prevent men from addressing deeper issues, such as feelings of isolation, unresolved grief, or the need for meaningful connection with others. Rather than seeking out new relationships, nurturing friendships, or engaging with family, some men might retreat into the safety of their private rituals, avoiding the harder work of healing, growing, or finding new ways to engage with the world. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. There's also the risk of developing a psychological dependency on this behavior, especially when it becomes a substitute for more meaningful interactions. While masturbation in itself is not harmful, the repetition of the act can create a habit that, over time, takes the place of shared intimacy. This is where the emotional implications can become significant. In the context of romantic relationships, masturbation, when it becomes a daily or frequent activity, can create a sense of disconnection. It's not just about the physical act. It's about the emotional space that is lost when one partner turns inward, prioritizing solitary pleasure over shared experiences. When an older man consistently chooses masturbation over sexual intimacy with his partner, it can send unintended messages. The partner may feel neglected, unseen, or even rejected, interpreting the behavior as a sign of disinterest, dissatisfaction, or emotional withdrawal. This disconnect can have a profound effect on the relationship. Sexual intimacy, particularly in long-term partnerships, is about more than just physical satisfaction. It is a form of communication, a way to express love, vulnerability, and emotional closeness. When that connection is broken, when intimacy becomes something private and exclusive rather than shared, it can damage the bond between partners. The partner left on the outside may begin to question their worth, their desirability, or their place in the relationship. Feelings of insecurity or inadequacy may take root, leading to a gradual erosion of trust and emotional closeness. In some cases, it can even lead to resentment or emotional distance, as one partner feels left behind, while the other retreats into a private world. This dynamic highlights the importance of balance. Masturbation, while a healthy and natural expression of sexuality, should not come at the expense of emotional connection and shared intimacy within a relationship. For men in their later years, it is essential to reflect on the role that masturbation plays in their lives. Is it a source of joy, a way to stay connected to their sexual selves? Or is it a means of avoiding deeper, more challenging emotions or difficult conversations? By asking these questions, men can gain a clearer understanding of their needs and desires, both physical and emotional. In many cases, open communication with a partner can help bridge the gap. Talking about one's sexual needs, fears, and frustrations can foster greater understanding and bring partners closer together. It's important to remember that sexuality is not just about physical release. It's about connection, vulnerability, and emotional intimacy. By keeping these elements in balance, older men can continue to enjoy a rich and fulfilling sex life, one that enhances their relationships rather than detracts from them. Ultimately, masturbation in old age is not a matter of right or wrong, healthy or unhealthy. It is a personal choice, one that varies from person to person. However, like all things in life, moderation and mindfulness are key. By paying attention to the emotional and relational aspects of this practice, men can ensure that their sexuality remains a source of pleasure, comfort, and connection, rather than a barrier to deeper intimacy. In the end, aging is not just a time of loss or decline. It is also a time of growth, reflection, and transformation. Sexuality, in all its forms, is a part of that journey, a reminder that no matter how old we are still capable of feeling, loving, and connecting with ourselves and with others. The key is to approach this stage of life with openness, curiosity, and a willingness to explore the full spectrum of human experience, both alone and with those we care about most. For men over 70, who may already be experiencing a natural decline in sexual desire or find it more challenging to achieve a consistent erection, masturbation can sometimes feel like the more convenient and less demanding option. It allows them to avoid the potential vulnerability of shared intimacy, which can sometimes be fraught with personal insecurities or the fear of judgment. However, while it may seem easier, relying on masturbation alone can cause older men to miss out on the deep emotional and physical benefits that shared intimacy provides. Numerous studies, including research from Harvard University, have shown that older men who maintain an active sexual life with a partner tend to report a significantly higher quality of life, increased emotional satisfaction, and greater happiness in their relationships. This connection nurtures not only their bodies, but also their hearts and minds, fostering a sense of closeness that is hard to replicate through solitary practices alone. From a medical perspective, masturbation in old age is not inherently harmful. Quite the contrary. Regular masturbation can promote healthy blood circulation, help maintain the health of the reproductive system, and even provide emotional relief. It can act as a vital tool for maintaining one's sexual health when engaging in full sexual intercourse becomes more physically demanding. By stimulating circulation and engaging the sexual organs, masturbation can help keep the reproductive system active and responsive, which is particularly beneficial as men age. However, there are important factors to consider, particularly when masturbation becomes a daily routine. As men age, the body undergoes many changes, and what once felt effortless may now require more energy and recovery time. For example, frequent ejaculation can sometimes lead to feelings of fatigue, which is especially noticeable in older men whose physical resilience and recovery times are naturally slower than they were in their youth. While sexual energy remains, it's only natural that a 70-year-old man may need more time to bounce back after sexual activity. Therefore, daily ejaculation may lead to physical exhaustion, contributing to an overall sense of tiredness rather than invigoration. Additionally, repeated stimulation of the sexual organ can irritate, particularly in older men whose skin may be more sensitive due to aging. This can lead to discomfort, soreness, or even minor skin abrasions if proper care is not taken. Although masturbation is typically a pleasurable and satisfying experience, overdoing it can reduce the intensity of pleasure over time, transforming it into a more mechanical act rather than a fulfilling source of joy and release. This risk of reduced pleasure highlights the need for balance. In light of this, it may be beneficial to explore alternatives that stimulate sexual energy in more holistic and sustainable ways. Activities like yoga and meditation can help enhance one's connection to their sexual energy without the physical toll that daily masturbation may impose. These practices not only increase awareness of the body, but also foster mental clarity, emotional peace, and spiritual well-being. By integrating practices like these into daily life, older men can find new ways to express and experience their sexual energy, ways that enrich both their physical and emotional lives. Aerobic exercise, too, plays an essential role in maintaining overall sexual health and vitality. Regular physical activity helps improve cardiovascular health, which is directly related to sexual performance and stamina. By keeping the heart strong and promoting overall fitness, aerobic exercise can help men maintain their sexual drive and energy levels well into their later years. This, combined with a mindful approach to masturbation, can create a balanced lifestyle that honors both the pleasures of solo sexual activity and the benefits of holistic health practices. Ultimately, while masturbation is a perfectly normal and healthy part of life at any age, men over 70 need to consider its place within the broader context of their physical, emotional, and relational health. Masturbation, when practiced in moderation, can offer numerous benefits, but when it becomes a daily crutch, it risks overshadowing other forms of sexual and emotional fulfillment. By diversifying their approach to maintaining sexual vitality, older men can ensure that they not only preserve their sexual health, but also enrich their overall quality of life. In doing so, they honor the evolution of their sexuality, allowing it to flourish in new and profound ways even as they grow older. For a man over 70 who masturbates daily, The future may hold a mix of both positive and challenging outcomes. On the one hand, he is likely to continue reaping the physical and emotional benefits of maintaining an active sexual life. Masturbation can promote blood circulation, keep the reproductive system healthy, and serve as a source of comfort during times of stress or loneliness. It also offers a way to stay connected with his body, reminding him that sexual vitality can persist even as he ages. Emotionally, the act can provide relief from anxiety, a way to cope with solitude, and a way to reclaim control over his body in the face of life's inevitable physical limitations. However, as with any routine, daily masturbation can have its drawbacks if it becomes the sole or primary outlet for sexual expression. The body, particularly at an older age, demands balance and mindfulness. If masturbation becomes too frequent, it risks overshadowing other equally vital aspects of emotional and relational health. While the physical act may provide momentary relief, it can also lead to fatigue or irritations, and over time, it may diminish the pleasure that comes from the act itself. When masturbation becomes the primary way to engage with one's sexuality, it risks becoming a mechanical habit rather than a source of deeper emotional fulfillment. The real challenge arises when solo pleasure replaces shared intimacy with a partner. When daily masturbation becomes the main way a man experiences his sexuality, it can gradually erode the emotional and physical connections that come from being with another person. Intimate moments like hugs, caresses, or simply being physically close to someone can get lost, leading to feelings of emotional isolation. In the long run, this detachment may result in a sense of loneliness that goes beyond physical satisfaction. The warmth and depth that come from a shared sexual connection with a partner offers something masturbation alone cannot provide: emotional closeness, vulnerability, and the joy of giving and receiving affection. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. To avoid this risk, older men need to approach masturbation as one part of a broader, more varied sexual life. This means leaving space for both self-eroticism and shared intimacy, fostering a sexual experience that is balanced and rich in diversity. Integrating moments of connection with a partner, whether through sex, affection, or simple acts of closeness, ensures that sexuality remains a vibrant and life-enhancing force in one's later years. Solo pleasure is natural, but it should not replace the deeper fulfillment that comes from connecting emotionally and physically with someone else. It's also important to recognize that sexuality in later life is an evolving journey. The body possesses its wisdom, and with age comes the opportunity to explore new and more conscious ways of enjoying sexuality. What once may have been focused purely on physical pleasure can now evolve into something more mindful, where emotional connection and self-awareness play a greater role. Engaging in practices like meditation, mindfulness, or even intimate conversations with a partner can help men over 70 enrich their sexual experience, turning it into something that nurtures both body and soul. Moreover, it's crucial to break the silence and remove the taboos surrounding sexuality in the third age. This is not an easy topic for many to address, but it's an essential one. Every man's sexual needs are unique, and his relationship with his own body and desires will be different from anyone else's. For some, masturbation may be a source of immense comfort and satisfaction. For others, it may be just one aspect of a more complex sexual identity. The key is to practice self-pleasure with awareness, to ensure that it doesn't become an escape from deeper emotional needs, and to always remain open to the possibility of connection, whether that's with oneself or with a partner. The future for a man over 70 who masturbates daily can be bright and fulfilling, as long as he maintains balance in his life. Sexuality is not just about physical release. It's about emotional connection, self-exploration, and the expression of affection. By integrating masturbation into a larger tapestry of intimate experiences, by sharing love, touch, and vulnerability with others, he can enjoy the best of both worlds: the joy of solo pleasure and the richness of shared intimacy. As we come to the end of this thoughtful exploration of sexuality in later life, it's clear that the journey doesn't end as we age, it simply evolves. For men over 70, finding a balance between solo pleasure and shared intimacy can enrich not only their sexual lives, but also their emotional well-being. So, what have you learned so far? Take a moment to reflect. We'd love to hear from you. What is one thing you've learned that you plan to put into practice in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave your comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.